Hello, this is the second grade team from Midvale Elementary, made up of Lorna Waters, Stacy Heck, and Bill Palma. This year for our PLC goal, we said that by winter administration of the MAP assessment, 24% of our second grade students will score accomplished or accelerated on the MAP ELA assessment. And by winter, the second one is by winter administration of the MAP assessment, 24% of our second grade students would score accomplished or accelerated in the math MAP assessment. For baseline data, for the ELA goal, we use fluency passages using the A to Z and fall MAP scores. And then in math, for our goal, we set up baseline data just using the fall MAP scores. And then to monitor our progress towards our goal, for ELA, we continue to use benchmark passages from A to Z as well as our Wonders weekly assessments. And then for math, we used quarterly assessments that we had created as well as standards assessment to monitor their progress.
As far as our goal, we did meet our goal in ELA. We had 31 out of 62 students score in accomplished or accelerated in the winter, so that's a 52%. And then in the spring, we had 35 out of 64 kiddos, which is a 55%. We also hit our goal in math. In the winter, we had 35 out of 62 students, which is a 56%, fall in that accomplished or accelerated. And then in the spring, we had 38 out of 64, which is a 59%. So overall, our students worked really hard and took the test seriously, taking their time. We learned from our monitoring and assessments that for math, we used iReady and Generation Genius videos that we wanted to use to expose students to new skills that they would not have seen otherwise. We exposed all the students to the content above second grade level standards. And then in reading, we used novel studies to tie in the ELA standards and spiral review content. We were very intentional with our instruction time and utilized every moment to maximize student learning.
One thing that we also would like to note is we set our initial goal for a winter administration of the MAP test with an intention to then reset a spring goal based on how we did on that winter goal. Unfortunately, due to snow days and other conflicts with our PLC, we did not have time to reset that before we were taking the spring assessment again. So next year we are going to be more intentional about creating that spring goal probably at the beginning.